I'm often asked, what do you do when you go rail fanning? Where do you go? My usual answer is Dade City, a spot where you can settle down and watch the trains fly by. It also happens to be where we're headed today. We got word of Q453 entering Wildwood just before 3 p.m. with two CSX Pride and Service locomotives as his power. Coincidentally, he would have the 1776 leading and the 911 as his mid-train DPU. As you might know, I've already seen the 911 and the 3194 leading trains before, which made this 1776 the last on the list. Not only is the paintwork stunning, but it is equipped with a Leslie S5T horn. This is not the same horn as the 911 or the 3194. They both have Leslie RS5T horns, which have been nicknamed the king of all train horns. Actually, the 1776 was first equipped with an S5T horn, but because Gevo's horn mechanisms are made for newer horns, it actually ended up blowing out two of the 5 chimes of the horn. So for a 2-month period, the 1776 had a normal K5LA Nathan horn on it. But thankfully, CSX hired a horn expert to restore the old S5T to its original glory. Okay, enough with the stories. We've arrived. Cresting the hill and coming southbound is a piece of CSX maintenance of way equipment. The machine on the end of the arm is a weed and brush cutter and vacuum. The employee just needs to square up the cutter in the middle of the rails and get going. But he's been here since 6 a.m., so it's time to call it a day and head home. The employee working this beast would be my new friend, Mr. Steve. He told us that he had been working on this section of track all day, cutting down brush, trimming trackside trees, and now some detailed landscaping. The folks at the Dade City Museum have done a great job preparing this spot for rail fans. This house track has been here since 1886, but only weeks before, CSX came to pull it up. Thankfully, after some begging from the museum's board members, the track was left alone. Museum director Joy Lynn said she plans to get a restored caboose to occupy the tracks to the left of the museum. CSX has also shipped off their old stack of railroad ties and are working on the weeds that resided next to them. Now rail fans can see the South End Dade City signals indefinitely from the platform. Alright, well the wait's gonna pay off. We got a high green here, South End Dade City. Looking southbound, it's about 4:45 now, and we're about to get a Q453 with the 1776, the Spirit of our Armed Forces, in the lead, and it's going to be a pretty cool catch for a Memorial Day week. 1776 leading, made a massive pickup in Wildwood Yard. As tradition, CSX has these 911 in the middle of the train as a DPU, but he's coming.
No defect. Repeat, no defect. Total axle 681.1438. Detector out.
And it was only about 5 minutes until he showed his headlight. Cresting the cloudy horizon and barreling southbound upon us is Q453, 2 engines and 8,000 feet of central Georgia traffic for Winston, Okeechobee, and Miami. CSX 3112 was built by GE in June of 2013 as an ES44AC. In 2019, CSX decided that it would be responsible for honoring our veterans, a job that the crews in Huntington, West Virginia would tackle by repainting and rebuilding the locomotive. CSX also went the extra mile to add a Leslie S5T horn onto it that actually was taken from a retired U.S. Army switcher that was stationed in Jacksonville. A real cool catch to finish off the trio. I've now officially caught all 3 Pride in Service units leading here in Florida. The folks here at the Dade City Museum have already seen all of these units, as freight for Tampa, Lakeland, Orlando, and Miami has to pass here. They also invite you to the Dade City Rail Fest Friday night. Planned for June 18th from 5 to 10 p.m., the museum will have food, trains of all scales, historic railroad memorabilia, and of course the incredible evening S-Line rush. There are no fees, just come with an appetite for food and trains. The museum has done everything perfectly to make rail fans comfortable. With LED lighting and working CSX scanners, it will sure be a blast. I hope to see you there. I also want to thank all of my subscribers for supporting this channel and getting us to 700 subs. It really is appreciated. But until we meet again somewhere out on these Florida rails, this is Christian from Multicolor Films. End of transmission.